Hi dear fans, friends and subscribers. Welcome to this daily edition of this Cricket Happening show with your host Ram today. Well, there are three matches today, and one thing that I would like to start off with a crushing defeat by England. England actually doing it in style, crushing India by a very big margin in this particular test match, that is the fifth Investec test match. Was the final test match of the series, and what a victory for England, truly deserving. And India were crushed under the carpet by England today for just 94 runs. In fact, England won the match by an innings on 244 runs. And looking at it, I think today was I'm trying to see which day was it. I mean, with probably 2 days to spare. In fact, England have already won the match, and nothing could be more humiliating than what has happened today at the Kennington Oval for India, as England took the series 3-1, and what a victory for England. Absolutely dominating, and India have looked absolutely toothless in this particular series, one could say, even though they won the first test match. So England continuing their dominance over India. So that is something that I would be talking about. So England winning the match by an innings on 244 runs, a crushing victory there, and India were rolled out for 94 in the second innings with 2 days to spare, and that is something which India has to really work upon. So that is as far as that match is concerned. The other match, we were all talking about Mahela Jayawardene playing the last innings of his international career. Well, he couldn't do much, but he would be very happy for his team, as Sri Lanka was sitting in a very pretty position going into the day 5 here at the Sinhalese Sports Club ground in Colombo, where Pakistan, who have been set a target of 171 runs to win the match, were really struggling at 127 for 7, and for them the only hope, the sole hope remains, is the maiden centurion by the wicketkeeper, the maiden centurion in the first innings, the wicketkeeper batsman Sarfraz Ahmed, who is still there at the crease, not out on 38 with one boundary, playing with lots of responsibility, I thought. And Pakistan still have another 144. In fact, they were set a target of probably more than 350 odd runs, and right now they are standing at 127 for 7. Still a long way to go. Sarfraz Ahmed is there at the crease, rooted on 38, and he's only going to be having the company of tailenders now, and so that essentially means that it is almost, they need 200. I think it is going to be 271 runs that they require for victory. But Pakistan, I thought they did a good job today in bowling Sri Lanka out pretty quickly. And just talking about Mahela Jayawardene, one good thing happened for Mahela Jayawardene is that today he picked up a 50, which was his 50th 50 in Test cricket, and that was a big milestone for Jayawardene while he was leaving. And I'm sure Jayawardene would be hoping, and Sri Lanka would be hoping, that tomorrow would be the day that Sri Lanka would win against Pakistan. But as said, the only one man who would be standing between them and victory, and that would be Sarfraz Ahmed, the wicketkeeper batsman. But for the only good thing for Sri Lanka is that Sarfraz Ahmed would be having only the company of the tailenders, and I'm sure Sri Lanka are definite favourites here. And what more can Mahela Jayawardene, even though Mahela Jayawardene could not go on to make a century here, but I'm sure he would be absolutely delighted to see Sri Lanka win. And in his last test match of his international career, at least he would have that feeling that he has nursed Sri Lanka along for such a long time. What a career for Mahela Jayawardene. So I'll come back to that match. And then we had one-sided match, not a pretty one-sided match. I mean, this is like a one-day international, the first one-day international match of the series between South Africa and Zimbabwe, which was played at the Queen's Sports Club here in Bulawayo. And South Africa, the ones who actually raked up 309 for 3 of their 50 overs, batting first. Hashim Amla making an unbeaten 122 runs. Zimbabwe, well, they definitely tried their best, but as I said, the total was a very high target for them to chase. Hamilton Masakadza contributed 61 and 51 coming in from Williams. So Elton Chigumbura in his first one-day international match as a full-time captain, losing the match for the Zimbabweans. Well, so what I'm going to do is I'm definitely going to start off with the crushing victory that England had. So just talking about this particular match, we will see how the Indian demise happened there. But before that, England today, yesterday I told you in my cricket happening show that with Joe Root there at the crease, England could expect 500 runs to pile on the pressure, and that's what they precisely did. Even though they didn't get on to the magical figure of 500 runs, well, they definitely did their best there, and they were all out for 486. Joe Root went on to make an unbeaten 149 with 18 fours and 1 6. And then today Jordan was out for 20, and Stuart Broad who stood there, I mean, he definitely copped a few short ones, but well, he was absolutely equal to the challenge. He also beautifully drove the bowlers Ishan Sharma and Varun Arun to the fence, and well, he contributed in his own way 37. But Joe Root was the master there, not out on 149. Anderson was LBW bowled Ashwin for 1, and the England innings was totally wound up at 486. The bowling figures, Ishan Sharma returned figures of 4 for 96, bowling 30 overs and 8 maidens. Bhuvaneshwar Kumar 24 3, 86 1. Varun Arun 29 overs 1 maiden, 153 runs on 2 wickets. Vinny bowled 12 overs for 58. Ravichandran Ashwin 21.3 overs 2 maidens, 72 runs and 3 wickets. Now let's have a look at India. India were given a target. 486 meant that England had amassed a lead of 338 runs. 338 runs on India. And now I'm going to talk about the absolutely tepid display from the Indians here, as Indian openers Murali Vijay and Gautam Gambhir walked out to bat. And well, there was early success for England, as Murali Vijay could not cope up with an in-swinger, which was a very good in-swinger, which was bowled by James Anderson, who gave them the breakthrough. Murali Vijay was gone. LBW bowled Anderson for 2. So 338 runs were the first goal for India. But let me tell you, it never even, nobody would have even thought that India would put up such a display. This is the same thing that they did in the previous Test match too, with lots of time to spare. This is a pathetic and a very pathetic display by India here. Murali Vijay was the first to go. LBW bowled Anderson for 2. After that, Gautam Gambhir and Pujara were involved in a terrible mix-up where in fact Gambhir had actually played the ball down to the mid-wicket area, called for a single. Pujara declined it, and Gambhir was caught napping there as Vokes actually picked up the ball and hurled in, and the stumps were out of the ground. So Gautam Gambhir was gone, run out for 3, and at the time that Gautam Gambhir was run out for 3, the score was 9 for 2, and the rain gods, the rain started pelting here at the Kennington Oval. So that made the score 9 for 2, and then after the resumption, it was Pujara and Kohli at the crease. Now two batsmen who would have been probably the pillars of Indian batting here, but unfortunately, let me tell you, Virat Kohli and Pujara in this series have not crystallized at all, in the sense they have never lived up to their reputation, and today once again that was the case. First it was Pujara's wicket to go. Now Pujara was playing a shot which one would not call a very convincing stroke. He was not fully committed to the stroke, and he actually played into the hands of Butler, the keeper, of the bowling of Anderson for 11. So a tame dismissal there, I would say, of Cheteshwar Pujara. So he was gone for 11 with 2 fours, which made the score 30 for 3, and then Ajinkya Rahane joined Virat Kohli. Now the only good thing, that Cheteshwar Pujara and Virat Kohli put up the highest partnership in this particular innings, and that was just 21 runs. So you could really make out what this Indian innings was all about. After that, Cheteshwar Pujara, once he was gone for 11, Virat Kohli was at the crease. Virat Kohli was trying his best to stay at the crease and try probably to regain his form. Ajinkya Rahane was there at the other end, but then Ajinkya Rahane was the next one to go, as Broad had him driving, and Balance took the catch. He was gone for 4, and Mahendra Singh Dhoni joined in to join Virat Kohli. But Dhoni, while trying to actually play a ball off his hips when Vokes was bowling, was gone as he was caught by Robson for a blob. And that was the Indian innings, which was really coming apart there at 46 for 5. Virat Kohli was still there. He was joined in by Stuart Binney, and Virat Kohli and Stuart Binney pushed the score on to 62 before Virat Kohli, this time once again the outswinger doing the job, but this time the bowler was not James Anderson, it was Chris Jordan who actually had Virat Kohli's wicket. He had him in the first innings too, as you would remember, and once again Chris Jordan this time saw to it that he took Virat Kohli's wicket. Virat Kohli once again getting an outswinger, sucked into it, and Cook in the slips made no mistake, and Virat Kohli was gone for 20 with 2 boundaries. That made the score 62 for 6. Stuart Binney was at the crease. He was joined in by Ravichandran Ashwin. Stuart Binney, well, he stayed at the crease, but even though he tried his best to resist the English bowlers, it was of no avail, as one by one the wickets started going. First it was Ravichandran Ashwin. Jordan was the man who did it here. He came in and first picked up the wicket of Ravichandran Ashwin for 7. Then he had Bhuvaneshwar Kumar. In fact, he was named the man of the series in this man of the series. So in fact, Bhuvaneshwar Kumar would definitely hold his head high amidst all the pitfalls that the Indian batsmen had. So Bhuvaneshwar Kumar caught bell ball Jordan for 4. Varun Arun was run out for 1, and Ishan Sharma was caught at silly point by Moeen Ali of the bowling of Jordan for 2, and Stuart Binney was left unbeaten on 25 of 28 deliveries with 4 fours. The Indian innings was over. India were rolled out for below 100 runs. As I said, a pathetic and a very pathetic display by the Indians. 94 all out, giving this victory on a platter to the Englishmen by an innings and 244 runs. And as far as the bowling was concerned, Chris Jordan was the man who actually really cleaned up the remaining portion of the Indian innings pretty quickly. 4.2 overs, no maiden, 18 runs and 4 wickets. Anderson 8 overs, 3 maidens, 16 runs and 2 wickets. Broad 10 overs, 2 maidens, 1 for 22. Chris Vokes 7 overs, no maiden, 1 for 24. And the Investec Test series ended with England taking it 3-1. Well, the player of the match went to Joe Root, and the player of the series was shared by James Anderson of England and Bhuvaneshwar Kumar of India. So I thought it was a very good gesture, I thought, by England to actually have made Bhuvaneshwar Kumar a part of it by actually sharing the man of the series with James Anderson. It's truly appreciated here as far as this particular man of the series is concerned, because I thought Bhuvaneshwar Kumar lived amidst a lot of difficulties, and I thought he truly deserved to actually share the man of the series award with James Anderson. Now that is as far as that particular match is concerned. Now we'll go on to another match which is between Pakistan and Sri Lanka. And yesterday we were talking about Mahela Jayawardene playing the last innings of his test career. Well, the partnership really grew, but not as much as one would have expected. As in fact, I thought Pakistan bowlers did a pretty good job today to have the Sri Lankan innings finished at 282. The first to go, Jayawardene and Sangakkara were at the crease, and the partnership was really going on well, and they just started, but Pakistan made sure that they wouldn't be allowing both these batsmen to flower, and that's what they precisely did. Saeed Ajmal was the one who was doing this to Sri Lanka, as first he picked up the wicket of Kumar Sangakkara for 59 with 4 boundaries, and then Mahela Jayawardene, as I said, in his last innings of his test career, was out for 54 with 8 boundaries. And once again, as you know, as if you look at the record, Saeed Ajmal has been the man who has dismissed Mahela Jayawardene the maximum number of times in his international career, and Mahela Jayawardene once again fell a victim to Saeed Ajmal for 54, and that was the last that we saw of a wonderful player from Sri Lanka, Mahela Jayawardene, as far as Mahela Jayawardene is concerned. So wish good luck to Mahela Jayawardene in whatever his I think ambitions are after leaving the test scene here. And after that, Angelo Matthews. Well, as you know, Angelo Matthews is someone of whom Sri Lanka can always expect something, not only as a captain but also as a player, and that's what he precisely did. In fact, he went on to make an unbeaten 43 with 2 fours, and after that it was Tirumane, it was bowled Bajmal for 10, Dikwala was, then Wahab Riaz came into the equation, and Wahab Riaz picked up wickets pretty quickly. First he had Dikwala LBW for 21 with 2 fours, Dilruwan Pereira was LBW bowled Wahab Riaz for a duck, Rangana Hairat stumps were rattled by Wahab Riaz for a duck, Velagadra was run out, and Damika Prasad was also run out on 19, and the Sri Lankan innings all out for 282. So that essentially meant that Pakistan would be set a target of 270 runs to actually win the test match. Now, as far as Pakistan were concerned, well, they didn't have a good start at all. In fact, Damika Prasad dealt them a double blow by actually dismissing the openers. First, he had the wicket of Khurram Manzoor, who was caught behind for 10 with 1 boundary. Ahmed Shahzad was sent packing, LBW bowled Prasad for 8, and once Damika Prasad had done his job, it was the turn of that wonderful spinner Rangana Hairat, who has taken, today he took 4 wickets, so he's taken 13 wickets in this particular test match. And what he did is, he had this Pakistani innings in a total spin, as he went on to first pick up the wicket of Azhar Ali for 10 with 1 boundary. Yunis Khan was dismissed by an arm ball from Rangana Hairat, which Yunis Khan knew little about, and Yunis Khan could only see that coming and actually hitting his pad, and up went the umpire's finger. He was gone for 8 with 1-4, and then Misbah ul Haq was caught by Jayawardene of the bowling of Herat, and suddenly the Pakistan, who were chasing 270, were really struggling at 50 for 5, and then a partnership between Asad Shafiq and Sarfraz Ahmed, not to the proportions that which happened in the first innings, but this was a more sedate partnership from Asad Shafiq and Sarfraz Ahmed, which took the score from 50 to 105. So it was a 55-run partnership for the 6th wicket, and then once the partnership was just starting to blossom, that was the time Rangana Hairat once again came into the equation, and he had Asad Shafiq stumped very well by Niroshan Dikwala behind the stumps for 32 with 5 boundaries, and then they also lost Abdul Rahman, who was LBW bowled Pereira for 5, to leave Sarfraz Ahmed with the first inning centurion, and as I said, he is the man who is holding the hopes tomorrow for Pakistan with 144 runs still required. But as far as Sarfraz Ahmed is concerned, I think they can still rely, but the one problem for Sarfraz Ahmed would be that he would be in the company of tailenders. We all know that Wahab Riaz and Saeed Anmal can definitely bat there, stay at the wicket. Well, if they can do that, that would be great for Pakistan. But looking at how things have been going, one tends to have the feeling that it's all over for Pakistan, and I'm sure Sri Lanka would be giving a farewell present to Mahela Jayawardene, the person who was retired from Test cricket. So Sarfraz Ahmed was not out on 38 with 1 boundary, Wahab Riaz was not out on 2, and Pakistan closing the day at 127 for 7. Velagadra, none for 11 of 7 overs, 4 maidens. Prasad, 5 overs, 2 for 19. Rangana Hairat once again wheeling his arm, spinning and turning. 16 overs, 1 maiden, 46 runs and 4 wickets for him. 13 wickets already in this particular test match for Rangana Hairat. Dilruwan Pereira, 12 overs, 1 maiden, 1 for 41, and thus ended the day's play here on, I thought it was day 4 here at the Sinhalli Sports Club ground in Colombo. Now I'm going to go into another match, but a very brief summary, and this was a match which was played between South Africa and Zimbabwe. This was the first one-day international which was played, and South Africa, as I said, made 309 for 3, the feature being Hashim Amla getting on to 1 more century, not out on 122 with 6 fours and 3 sixes. Quinton de Kock played a very good hand, an attacking knock from him as an opener, 63 runs of 68 balls with 8 fours and 1 6, and South Africa, definitely these openers, Quinton de Kock and Hashim Amla, were the ones who actually set the platform for South Africa's 309 for 3, with Quinton de Kock contributing 63. Du Plessis contributed 59 of 77 balls with 4 fours. De Villiers was out for 21 of 12 balls with 2 reverse swept sixes. In fact, he reverse swept the spinner for 2 sixes, and that is something which is absolutely stupendous. because only Abel Villiers is the man who could do it. Duminy not out on 22 of 11 balls, 2 fours and 1 6, and South Africa ending with a score of 309 for 3 of their 50 overs. Masakadza 10 overs, 1 made and none for 77, bowling his full quota there. Madziva, there were 3 debutants today for Zimbabwe. N. Madziva was 1, Lam Jongwe, a teenager, was 1, but Lam Jongwe was pretty costly. 6 overs, 45 runs, is a seamer. Madziva is also a seamer, 6 overs for 35. Prosper Tsaya, 10 overs, no made and 144. Sean Williams, 10 overs, none for 50. And John Nimbu, the Adamo spinner, did very well in the test matches, making his one-day international debut. 10 overs, no maiden. He got 2 wickets for 52 runs. Now, as far as Zimbabwe is concerned, Zimbabwe were set a target of 310 runs to actually go on and win the match, and they found the going pretty tough. In fact, Zimbabwe decided to actually promote the wicketkeeper batsman Richmond Mutumbami to open the innings as UC Sibanda, but well, it really didn't work out, as Sibanda was gone for 7 of 12 balls with 1 4. Mutumbami was a victim of the bowling of Brian McLaren for 13 with 3 boundaries. Hamilton Masakadza came in 1 drop, contributing a very good 61 of 75 balls with 6 fours and 1 6. Brendan Taylor, the captain, was out. In fact, Brendan Taylor was out for 6. Sean Williams, some substantial contributions, and not substantial, probably a little contributions coming in from Sean Williams with 51 of 46 balls with 3 fours and 1 6. And Chigumbura making 36. Chigumbura, as you know, is the captain of the Zimbabwean team for the one-day internationals. He made 36 of 58 balls with 3 fours. Barring that, there was nothing to really talk about. Jongwe was out for 19, and the Zimbabwe innings never really went. I would say they really never looked like winning, and it was all over. Kyle Abbott, they were all out for 216, and thus South Africa taking a 1-0 lead in the 3-match series and winning the match by 93 runs here in the first one-day international. Well, Kyle Abbott looked good. 8 overs, 2 minutes, none for 27 for him. Parnell 2 for 43. Ryan McLaren 1 for 22. 3 wickets apiece to Aaron Fungiso and the spinner Imran Tahir. 9.5 overs, 3 for 43 for Fungiso. Imran Tahir 10 overs, 1 minute and 44 runs and 3 wickets. And Duminy bowled 6 overs, 1 for 33. And Hashim Amla of South Africa was named man of the match. Well, dear fans and subscribers, I thought it was a very long YouTube broadcast here, but always a pleasure to talk to you on the Cricket Happening Show, dear friends and subscribers. I hope the same there. Thanks for your very good company on this cricket show. Your host Ram will be there tomorrow once again to talk to you. And well, there's only one match that I'll be talking about, and that would be the match between Pakistan and Sri Lanka. And one can only say that one would wish that Sri Lanka would be hoping that they're going to win this match, because they know that the only wicket then they require there is Sarfraz Ahmed, and if they can get that, so he's the only thorn in the way of Sri Lanka, and after that it is a complete tail for Pakistan. So I'm sure Sri Lanka would be fancying their chances tomorrow. That's on the final day of this test series. And well, that would be a great farewell gift to Mahela Jayawardene on his last day of his international test career. That's it from me, your host Ram, on the cricket show for today. See you all tomorrow. Until then, it's a big goodbye from this cricket show. Thank you.